Hello. Hello. How are you this week? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. I hope you are okay. I hope you are making the most of the good weather at the moment. Okay, well, good. Well, I hope you had time to do the homework. It was page 82 and 83 in the workbook. Remember, you can send me an email. It's okay if you have a question. So don't hesitate. You can contact me. Okay? But do you remember the vocabulary from last week? Some of the words. So how do you say jour férié? Yeah, it's a bank holiday or a public holiday, but normally it is a bank holiday. Good. How do you say un comprimé? Yeah? Une pilule? Yeah, it's a pill. It's a pill. What is the expression for, bad quality food, normally from, takeaway restaurants? What is the name for this? It's something food. Yeah, we say junk food. So junk food is bad for your health normally. How do you say mettre de côté l'argent ou économiser l'argent? Yeah, it's to save money. To save money. And we talked about genies last week. Do you remember the difference between a genie and a genius? Yeah, so a genie is magic. A genius is a very intelligent person. Okay, good. And how do you say réaliser vos rêves? Réaliser vos rêves. Yeah, is to make your dreams come true. Okay, good. And what is un vœu? J'ai fait un vœu. Yeah, this is a wish, and the verb faire un vœu. This is to wish. Okay, very good. Now, what did we talk about last week? We talked about, yes, I remember, your favourite subject. It was conditional sentences. Hey! Okay, good. So we talked about the first conditional, the second conditional. So for example, I don't know, if I go to Bordeaux this afternoon, I'll take the car. Yeah, so this is the first conditional. So something possible, it's completely possible. So the first part is the present. So if I go to Bordeaux, yeah. And the second part, the future, I will take the car. Now, the second conditional, remember, like in French, yeah, the first part is not the present, it's the past, the preterite. And the second part is not will, it's would. Okay? And this is for something more imaginary, something more distant. Okay? It's less possible. So, now I don't go to Bordeaux a lot now because of the virus, etc. But I imagine if I went to Bordeaux, I would take the car, for example. Okay, so it's a bit more distant, the second conditional. And remember, for the grammar, we can use were for the verb be. We can use were for every person. So if I were Prince Charles, I would live in a castle. If I were, or was, it's okay, but if I were Prince Charles, I would have very big ears, for example. Okay. Okay, good. Now, so are you fed up with conditional sentences? Maybe you are fed up with conditional sentences. Do you know the verb to be, well, it's like an adjective, to be fed up with something? Yeah. So to be fed up with something, say j'ai marre, j'en ai marre, I am fed up, or I am fed up with something. Okay, good. So are you fed up with, I don't know, coronavirus? I am fed up with coronavirus. It's very boring. Okay, so now, do you have your books? So, take the student book. Can you turn to page 97 in the student book? Okay, page 97. And here we have a teenager called Tony. And this is his dad, and in fact, number 3, he's not much good at anything. He's not good at anything. Yeah. So he is not good at school. He's not good at home. He's not good with money. He's not good with his friends. Oh, terrible boy. Okay, so Tony's dad, il a marre, he is fed up with his son. Oh. And he is going to talk about Tony's life. Why is he fed up with Tony? And we have some different areas. So, what is the problem with Tony, the teenager, and money? What is the problem with his clothes? What is the problem with work? Lazy, well, you can imagine, paresseux, or girlfriend, is there a problem? Well, can you imagine some problems? Why is Tony's dad fed up? So what could he say? What could Tony's dad say about Tony and money? What could he say? Yeah. So for example, he could say, maybe he could say, I don't know, maybe he could say, Tony doesn't have any money. Or he could say, Tony hasn't got any money. Maybe he could say, Tony doesn't have enough money. Maybe he says, Tony spends too much money. Maybe Tony isn't interested in money. Maybe this is a problem. I don't know. What can he say for his clothes? What do you think? Yeah. Well, how can you describe Tony's clothes? Yeah, they are casual clothes. So maybe Tony dresses casually, or maybe he always wears casual clothes. He never dresses smartly. So smart, c'est élégant avec soin. Yeah. So he never dresses smartly. He always dresses casually. Maybe you can say he is scruffy. So if you do not, if you do not iron your clothes, maybe my hair, is scruffy. So dans un état de désordre. It's scruffy, maybe.
What? Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerve herder.
Who's scruffy looking?
Okay. What could he say about work? Yeah, maybe he could say Tony doesn't work enough, for example. Maybe he could say Tony doesn't care about his work. Il s'en fout. He doesn't care about his work. Or lazy, well, it's easy. You can imagine. Maybe he says Tony is lazy. Or maybe Tony spends all his time chatting on social networks. Maybe he is always playing, joue sans cesse. He is always playing with his telephone. Maybe he plays computer games all day. I don't know. And what can you imagine he says about a girlfriend? I don't know. He could say, Tony spends too much time with his girlfriend. Maybe Tony doesn't have a girlfriend. I don't know. Maybe his girlfriend is terrible. I don't know. We can imagine. Now, listen to the audio. This is Tony's dad. Okay, and make some notes here. What does Tony's dad say about Tony? Okay, so lots of listening today. Okay, ready? Go!
Tape script 12.8. Tony's life.
Well, he's not much good at anything. He hasn't had a job since he left school, so he hasn't got any money, so he can't buy any new clothes. He never looks smart, and he doesn't know what kind of job he wants. He's not ambitious at all, so he doesn't apply for many jobs. I think the problem is that he's lazy. He doesn't get up till midday, and he doesn't shave, and he doesn't even shower often. He doesn't look good. Maybe that's why he hasn't got a girlfriend. He's useless.
Yeah, it's okay. Remember, you can look at the dialogue. I think it is page 134, maybe. So what does he say about money? Yeah. So Tony, he doesn't have money. He doesn't have a job. Because he doesn't have money, he doesn't have a job, he can't buy clothes. Yeah, and for clothes, he isn't smart, élégant. Yeah. For work, he isn't ambitious. Yeah, he doesn't have a job. He hasn't got a job. Yes. Oh, for lazy, he doesn't Sylvie, get up until midday. Oh dear. Oh dear, this is not good. And for a girlfriend, well, he doesn't have a girlfriend. There isn't a girlfriend in his life. Oh dear. Okay, now, the reason for this is I want today to practice lots of conditional sentences. In fact, the second conditional. Remember, so the past and would. Okay, so if and the past, then would. So it's like imagination. So look at exercise number 4. So what sentences can we make with the elements here in number 4? So for example, if he had a job, s'il avait un travail, if he had a job, il aurait plus d'argent, so he would have more money. Okay, so if he had a job, he would have more money, for example, or he would have some money. Okay, so if he had some money, he could buy, the could is the past of can, he could buy some new clothes. Okay, well, stop the video, try to make conditional sentences for number 4. Okay. Yeah, is it okay? Good. Well, now listen again. Listen to the audio. Is it the same? There are different possibilities, but listen to the audio. Is it the same as your sentences? Okay.
Tape script 12.9. If Tony had a job.
If Tony had a job, he'd have some money. If he had some money, he could buy some new clothes. If he had some nice clothes, he'd look smarter. If he was a bit more ambitious, he would apply for more jobs. If he weren't so lazy, he'd get up before midday. If he shaved and showered more, he'd look better. If he looked better, he might get a girlfriend, and that would help him a lot.
Okay, good. So now I have a little translation exercise for you. So I am going to use my magic powers to give you some sentences, conditional sentences. So can you tell me what is this sentence in French? Okay, are you ready for my magic? Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay. Going to move my magic fingers. Okay, so here we go. Number 1. Okay. What would you do if you saw a film star next to you in the supermarket? Yeah? So in French? Yeah? Okay, good. And what is the answer to the question? What would you do if you saw a film star next to you in the supermarket? I don't know. Well, I think I wouldn't ask for an autograph. No, I don't think so. I would secretly take a photo to show my wife secretly. Okay, so next sentence. So can you translate into French? Ready? Here comes the magic. Yeah. What would you do if you were the Queen of England? What would I do if I were the Queen of England? I don't know. I would give my crown to Prince Charles. Or better, I would put my head on the guillotine. Okay. Next question. Are you ready? Here we go. Watch the magic. Yeah. So in French. Okay, very good. So what would you say if you met your first boyfriend or girlfriend in the street? Oh, I probably would say, why are you in France? Why not? Okay, final sentence to translate. What is the French? Ready for the magic? Some special magic now. Ready? Watch this. Yeah, so in French. Good. So what would you do if your neighbour moved the fence, palissade, the clôture, the fence, and took part of your garden? Well, I would declare war on the neighbour. Yes, I think so. Okay, good. Now, look at the book again. Look here. We have this way and that way. So remember, this is for something close. So this book, and that for something far. That book there, and this book here. So this or that. So these two people have difficult choices in life. They are at a crossroads, Carrefour, a crossroads in life. It's the moment to decide. Now, just to do something different, this week I have a nice poem to read. I hope you like poetry in English. So, for a crossroads in life, there is a very nice, very famous poem by an American, I think he was American, poet called Robert Frost. Maybe you know the poem. So look at the vocabulary sheet, and you, on the second page, you can see the poem. Okay, and here you have the poem and you have the translation. Okay, I'm not sure if the translation is perfect. I tried my best to translate the poem, but I'm not sure if the translation is perfect, but you have the idea. Okay, so look at the poem and listen to Robert Frost, the poet, telling the poem about a crossroads in life. Okay?
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Okay, yeah, it's a nice poem. So the road not taken. So it's quite a famous poem, in fact, in England. Okay, good. So we have crossroads, a crossroads in life. Okay, so we have Jimmy and Fiona. Okay, it's an imaginary situation. So Jimmy has problems with a band. He is in a band, and he is at university. So you can imagine problems, big decisions, the band or university. Okay, and then maybe consequences for his career, maybe the opinions of his parents. Okay, now the reason for this exercise again is to use conditional sentences to imagine the possibilities if he goes in one direction or if he goes in a different direction. Okay, but we have some questions here, but don't answer the questions. Just listen to the audio and try to understand the audio. Okay, you have the dialogue. Again, you have the dialogue. I think it is page 134. Okay, but listen to the audio first, and you can read the dialogue later. Okay, listen first. So listen to poor Jimmy's problems with the band.
Tape script 12.10. 1. Jimmy's problem.
Amy, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. What about?
Well, I've got a bit of a problem. You know, I'm in my first year at university. I'm really enjoying the course. I love what I'm doing, studying physics, but...
I was waiting for a but.
Yes, you're right. But I'm also in a band. There are 3 of us, and we've been playing together for a couple of years, and we've just got a recording contract, which is something we've been trying to get for ages.
And you can't do both? Is that it?
Absolutely. The other guys want me to drop out of university. If the record was a success, we'd go on tour. We might go to Europe for 3 months, or we might even get to America. That would be amazing.
But if you dropped out of university and the band wasn't a success, then what would you do?
Exactly, that's the problem. But if I didn't give the band a chance, I'd regret it for the rest of my life. This is our one big chance.
But if the band didn't work, you wouldn't have a career.
And my parents would go crazy. Amy, help me. What do I do?
Well, I think you should try with the band. If it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. You could always go back to university, and you might hit the big time in the music business.
Okay. Are the sentences okay? Maybe. He uses this expression for ages. For ages. Yeah, this means for a long time, for a very long time, for ages. And there is a difficult verb in the dialogue. he talks about dropping out of university. So devrais-je, drop out of university. So to drop out of, this means to abandon your studies before you have finished. Okay, if I abandon my studies, I drop out. Okay, so you are a dropout is the person. So I don't want to drop out of school or university. I want to continue until the exam, until I finish. Good. And there is an expression to hit the big time. Yeah, the band might, peut-être, hit the big time. So the band might become very famous. This is the expression. To hit the big time is to become a celebrity, to become very famous. Okay, so or do you know what is in music? What is a hit? Like the hit parade. So a hit, c'est un tube. This is a hit. The band had a hit single, yes, on a record disc. Yeah, and a recording, yeah, a recording contract. A recording, c'est un enregistrement. Just to record, enregistrer. Okay, very good. So you had Jimmy and his problems with the band. So can we make some sentences with the second conditional? And if, so what can you say with if the verb is leave? So if leave university, ruin his career. So what is the complete sentence? Yeah. So if he left university, he would ruin his career. Or si c'est moins sûr, he might ruin his career. Okay. So what is the sentence with if and the verb not try to live his dream, he regret it, his decision. So what is the complete sentence? Yes, negative, so the past negative. So if he didn't try to live his dream, he would regret it, or less sure, he might regret it. He might regret his decision. Okay, one more. So if he and the verb stay with the band, he have lots of fun. Yeah, so if he stayed with the band, he would have lots of fun. Or he might have lots of fun. Okay. Okay, good. So now let's do the same exercise with Fiona. Different situation. So Fiona has problems with her boyfriend. She is considering marriage, and a different element, there is a good-looking guy, mec type, a good-looking guy at work, at her job. Dun dun dun. So, big decisions, marriage, new man. Okay, so listen to Fiona now. Okay, and don't answer the questions. Just listen and try to understand. And remember, after you listen, you have the dialogue on page 134. Okay, so just try to understand what she says, okay, and then look at the dialogue. Okay?
2. Fiona's problem.
Jenny, you've got to help me.
What is it? Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, but I'm having terrible boyfriend trouble.
What, with Sam? I thought you two were fine.
We are, sort of. I'm very fond of Sam. We've been going out for over a year, and we do things together, but I've met this guy at work, and he's asked me out, and I don't know what to do.
Wow, this is sudden.
Well, not really. The thing is, everyone thinks that Sam and I are a couple and we're going to get married. But for me, Sam is more like a brother. I can't marry him. If I married Sam, I'd be so unhappy. But if I broke up with him, he would be heartbroken. I don't know what he'd do.
But it sounds like you have to say something. If you don't tell him now, it might be worse later. Who's this man at work?
Well, he's really lovely. His name's Harry. He's my age and he's very good looking. We work together and it's such fun. He really makes me laugh. He isn't pushing me to go out with him, but...
But you'd really like to. I know.
And if I don't say anything to him, he might think I don't like him. So what do I do?
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't say anything to this guy at work yet. Be nice to him, but don't encourage him.
But he might go out with another girl.
If he started going out with another girl, then you'd know what sort of man he was. If he likes you, he'll wait. But you have to talk to Sam first.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little more difficult. Yeah, with Fiona. So Fiona is talking to her friend Jenny. So we have some difficult things in the dialogue. So they say, you've got to do something, faire quelque chose. You've got to. So you have got to, you've got to, is the same as you have to or you must. You've got to go, you have to go, you must go. It's the same. It's for obligation. You've got to, you have got to. Okay. She says sort of, yeah. Dans une façon, yeah. Dans une façon, sort of, yeah. She says, I'm fond of him. So the man. I'm fond of him. Je l'aime bien. I'm fond of him. She says, he's asked me out. Il m'a demandé si je veux sortir avec lui. He has asked me out. Okay. Well, let's look at the dialogue for Fiona. She says, she says, if I broke up with him, he would be heartbroken. So si je rompais avec lui, okay, he would be heartbroken. Il aurait le cœur brisé. Oh, he would be heartbroken. Good. Her friend Jenny says, it sounds like, yeah, il me semble, yeah, it sounds like you have to say something. Il faut que tu dises quelque chose. You have to say something. Good. Okay. So Harry, the different man, Harry at work is good looking, donc il est beau. Yeah. He makes me laugh. He makes me laugh, il me fait rire. You have to talk to Sam. Il faut que tu parles avec Sam. Okay, good. Now, what conditional sentences can we make with Fiona? So if she marry Sam, she, and the verb be, unhappy. So what is the complete sentence? So if she married Sam, she would be unhappy. Okay, she would be unhappy. Or she wouldn't be happy. Good. And the verb was to break up with someone, terminer la relation, rompre avec quelqu'un. This is to break up with someone, separate. So if she break up with him, she be heartbroken. So if she broke up with him, so break, broke, broken. If she broke up with him, she would be heartbroken. Okay? Now, I imagine you really want to discover the conclusion. What happened? Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? What happened to Jimmy and Fiona? Okay. It's like Dallas. Okay. So listen again. So this is exercise number 4. Listen again to the same two people. Did they make, excuse me, did they make the right decision for their life? So we discover the end. Okay. So again, listen again, and you have the dialogue on page 134. Okay.
Tape script 12.11. A year later. Jimmy.
Well, we made a record and we went on tour to Japan, and the band's doing really not bad. We haven't hit the big time, but we've had 1 or 2 hits and we're very well known in some parts of the world. We haven't been to America yet, but we hope to soon. And my parents have been okay. Well, my mother has. My father keeps saying, "When are you going to get a real job?" But he doesn't approve of anything I do, so that's nothing new. So it was the right decision.
Fiona.
Well, I told Sam, and in fact he was fine about it. He also said that he thought we were more like brother and sister. I was quite upset that he wasn't more upset. Anyway, he was all right about it. And of course, all our friends said that they had seen this all along. So, I broke up with Sam, and it didn't work out with Harry at all. It turned out that he was engaged to a lovely French girl, and he was just being friendly with me. So I got the situation completely wrong. Never mind, I'm single, but that's fine. I'll just see what happens.
Yeah, is it okay? So Jimmy's band made a record. Ils ont fait un enregistrement. Ils ont fait un disque. They made a record, but they didn't hit the big time, so they didn't become famous. Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh no. And his father, for Jimmy, his father keeps saying, il dit sans cesse, he keeps saying, "When are you going to get a real job?" Oh dear. Quand est-ce que tu vas prendre un vrai travail? Voilà. He doesn't approve. He does not appreciate the things that Jimmy does. And then Fiona, so she told Sam she didn't want to marry him, and he was fine about it. Donc il l'a pris bien. He was fine about it. Il l'a pris bien. Oh. And she was quite upset. Remember, upset, vexée. Donc elle était assez vexée. Voilà. because she was upset, elle était vexée, because he wasn't upset. Il n'était pas vexé. Oh, okay. So she broke up with Sam. Okay. And it turned out, donc à la fin, en fait, elle a découvert, she found out, it turned out that now he is engaged, is se fiancé, voilà, with a lovely French girl. Ah, oh dear. Is this a good decision to get married to a lovely French girl? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so I got something wrong. So she says, I got the situation wrong. J'ai mal compris la situation. Mal comprendre. So j'ai mal compris la situation. I got the situation wrong. Okay. Well, I'll just see what happens. Je verrai ce qui se passera. I'll just see what happens. Okay. So we will see, on verra, we will see what happens at the end of an English lesson. Yes, you have some homework. Yeah, good. So it's a shorter... So, en fait, je vais réduire la leçon un petit peu parce que j'ai trouvé que c'était un peu long. Donc j'ai essayé de limiter à 1 heure maxi. Okay, so can you do for homework? Can you do in the workbook? Can you look at page 85? Yes. So the first exercise to do is exercise 8. So you must decide, is it the first or the second conditional? And then number 2, you must conjugate the verbs. So remember, the second conditional is the past. Yeah. So remember, the first conditional, present and will. Second conditional, past and would. Or might, if it's less possible. And then we have a reading exercise. And it's all about sleep and dreams. So read the text. You can listen to the audio and answer the questions here. Circle the numbers. It's just to read a text again. And then number 10 is a listening exercise. So listen to the audio. We can interpret the dreams like Sigmund Freud. Okay? What do the dreams mean? Okay, good. And next week we are going to talk about space and the universe and some big numbers. Okay, because I imagine you are fed up with conditional sentences. Okay, but see you soon. Have a nice weekend. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye.